it could come from you, Sandy,
right.
Jenny, Andrea will send some stuff. I don't send you signs. I will do some my rep chats.
I think everyone in this office has or does use my rep chat at least once.
Yeah.
The Adobe signs most of the time is always going to come from me, Jenny, or Sandy.
From the command center.
From the control center.
Control center.
That's what we call ourselves. So somebody will always send you one of those, and we will always notify you in my rep chat. So I know that there are probably some people out there like, oh, I know exactly what she's talking about. I send you the fancy little text that says, just sent you an Adobe sign, use the last 4 of your social. That's another reason why we utilize my rep chat so much, is because I don't need to call. It saves time, one, right? I can just send that quick text.
It's so much more convenient to just get a text that says, hey, you've got an Adobe sign, as opposed to you're like looking at a phone number. You're like, if it's not saved in your phone, you're like, who's that?
Right. And then I try to leave a voicemail, and sometimes the voicemail box is full.
For sure.
And then email is sometimes just it's just not convenient, right? Sometimes you're not always looking at it, or you don't have access to it. Whereas a text is just boom, look, okay, I know. So, but yeah, Adobe sign, I guess we can roll right into that then.
Yeah.
All of these things just kind of like overlap.
Well, they are all very intertwined with each other.
I got to do this. I use this to tell you about this, and then you use that. So yeah. But yeah, Adobe sign is very, very simple.
So during COVID,
we
really started using DocuSign a lot.
Yes.
And, everybody was at home, everybody was distanced, so we could send this document and you could sign it and send it back to us. We didn't have to meet in person. We didn't have to go, come get a signature from you. So it made things easier. Mm-hmm. And then as this has transitioned post-COVID, LPL decided to make the move from DocuSign to Adobe Sign. So now we've all had to learn Adobe Sign.
And it's very, very similar.
Very similar.
Really, the name the name is changed, but other than that, the same components, the same process. I mean, there might be 1 to 2 things that's different, but for the most part, it's all relatively the same. So if you ever hear me, Jenny, or Sandy, or anyone really in this office say, I just sent you a DocuSign, or sometimes I'll say, I sent you an Adobe sign, it's really all one and the same. Yeah. It used to be DocuSign, now it's Adobe sign, so that's why we will sometimes.
I mean, I think I call them DocuSigns.
Sometimes I'll even say e-signature.
Yeah, I say e-signature sometimes.
But it's all one and the same. If you get confused or have questions, just say hey.
Well, there was a time period where we had both DocuSign and Adobe Sign, right?
When they were trying to transition, some stuff was through DocuSign and then some stuff was through Adobe Sign. But I think for the most part, everything's now is through Adobe Sign. Like we said, we'll attach. I just kind of printed out like the step-by-step kind of thing. But I think that the video is going to be more helpful. It is a step-by-step. It's this, right? It is 1, 2, 3, 4. Click this. Now click this. Now click this. So just something to like play around with and watch. It's usually just, I send it to you. There will be this little box that says view email. You'll click that little box, or view documents, maybe not
view documents,
but it says view documents, and then it'll ask for a password, passcode. I can't remember the exact verbiage it says, but that passcode or password's always going to be the last 4 digits of your social security number. Always, it will never change. And if
I would not say never. It could change. No, we have zero control over that.
True. For now,
as it stands today,
as of 8:26 at 10:05 a.m. on this wonderful Tuesday, your password will be the last 4 of your social. Now, there are other instances if you have a trust account, right? And it has a tax ID associated with it. If I send you an Adobe sign for that account, let's just say it's a simple form like this, and I need you to sign it, and I send it via DocuSign. The password for that will be the last 4 numbers of that tax ID, not your social.
Yep.
And sometimes people forget that. I forget it. I'm just so used to saying password's the last 4 of your social. So when I go to send it and I'll say the password's the last 4 of your social, and they're like, it doesn't work, and I'm like, oh, that's because it's a tax ID. So that will sometimes happen. It's very rare, but most of the time it's going to be your last 4 of your social. And then it just, once you get in there, you're going to hit start signing or begin, and they change these buttons and verbiage on me all the time. So it usually says start signing, begin, or begin signing, somewhere like that. So once you've entered that password, it'll then, right when you hit begin sign, it'll take you all the way down that document, and it'll tell you exactly where you need to sign it. And then you're going to click where that highlighted spot is, and then you can either insert, like manually do your signature. I know sometimes in the past, if you've already signed something via e-signature, it'll already have a pre-populated signature that you've used in the past. So if that is the case, you can, I think it just says like adopt and sign or something like that. And then, you hit adopt and sign. And then once you've signed all the places that need signed, at the very, very bottom, it'll say complete or submit or finish. Yeah. So you want to make sure you hit that button. Sometimes that gets forgotten. And so you think you've signed, but you've got to like hit that one final button, and then it gets shipped out to us, and so we get a notification when you've signed. So if you are confused or you're like, hey, I'm not sure if I signed it, can you let me know? We definitely can do that because we get notified when you've signed it.
We're like, well, I haven't received a notification yet, or I have the notification, so you're done.
Yep. And sometimes there are instances where if it's a joint account and I send it out, the husband signs it first, or the primary account holder, whether that is the husband or wife or whoever's the account holders on it, the primary account holder will get it first. Once that person has signed and hit submit, because they have to hit submit as well, it then gets pushed back over to the next account holder, who is the secondary account holder. And then after that, then it would get pushed to the advisor to sign, and then you should be all taken care of. Like we said, we'll attach that video. That video is going to be very helpful, I think. I'm pretty sure it will be, because I watched it myself and I was like, okay, that's pretty good. But
and some of that stuff can be kind of confusing because you're hitting next as it jumps from signature spot to signature spot, and then you're like, okay, then it just goes to the bottom of the document, and you're like, oh, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
But you need to hit that finished button.
Yeah. And
complete
wait.
It.
Just like wait a second. Like if you hit a button, like sometimes it's got to like think about it, or it's got to push itself down. So just be patient with it, because sometimes it'll freeze up, and then if you start getting too click happy, then you will start to mess with it, and then that's just
might skip a signature.
Correct. But for the most part, it will prompt you to the next spot. Like start with the first place, and it'll push you down to the next or whatever.
And again, you have questions, please reach out.
Please.
We will help you. It is a non-issue. Mm-hmm. We can help walk you through it.
Yeah, I would prefer that. I would prefer you, hey.
If you have questions.
Yes.
If you're unsure what is going on,
yeah,
please call and ask.
Because the reason why we ask everyone to be a little cautious, because you only get 3 tries. And so if I send you I send you an Adobe sign, and the first time you accidentally enter the wrong last 4 of your social, you fudge the last number. Okay, well, there's attempt number 1. It's just like entering a password to a login and it not accepting it, and after that 3rd time you get locked out. Yeah. It's the same exact thing. However, in this case, because of a security thing, after the 3rd attempt, or after the 3rd failed attempt, I then can no longer send you a DocuSign. It has to be wet signed. And we don't have those cases a ton. However, they still happen. And that's why if you fail that first time, call me immediately. Don't try to do it a second or third time, because like I said, after that third time, it will not let me do it again. It won't let me send it. And I don't even know. I think you have to wait like 48 hours or something like that until you can send another one. So, and we want everything to get done and get to you as quickly and efficiently as possible. So, if
first failed attempt,
call,
reach out, just
please.
double check. Hey, what 4 digits am I supposed to be putting in here?
Yeah. Do I have the right information? Whatever. So,
because like you talked about with the tax ID number of a trust or something, let's ask that before. Okay, now we're out of 2. This is the last one.
Yep.
So just reach out. If you get a failed sign in,
no big deal.
No big deal.
No biggie. Just call, hey, I failed. I don't know what's going on. And sometimes it could just be, I don't know, the browser itself is being wonky, right?
Yep.
If fidgety or whatever. So, yeah, just always call. It's never going to hurt to call, honestly.
Right. 100% agree.
But yeah, so that's Adobe Sign.
And Adobe Sign's a big part of our business.
It is.
I mean, even people that we meet with in person, we will send the documents Adobe Sign for them to be signed and sent back. Just, sometimes signing those documents, in office can be time consuming.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, we know what we want to do. We'll prepare the documents. We'll send them to you via email. You can sign them, I'll say at your leisure, but, we need them signed at a pretty timely manner.
Well, and two, the nice thing about signing DocuSign is once you've signed those documents and you've hit submit for them to be sent out, if you can go back into that Adobe Sign envelope and view those documents that you signed. So now you have a copy of all those documents that you just signed instead of having to print out, because I know that everyone here knows that those documents that we send are not 1 to 2 pages. They're 10 to 12 pages sometimes.
Right.
And so, you just don't want, sometimes people don't want all those papers. And so that's why DocuSign is really nice and convenient, is because it's paperless.
Yep.
And that goes for account view as well. Paperless on account view.
But the only way to sign up for paperless on account view is on a desktop version.
Yes, and you, the client, have to do it.
And you cannot do it in the app. We cannot do it for you.
Yep.
But if you want to stop those mountains of paper that show up at your house every quarterly or annually,
sometimes monthly,
you have to go into account view on a desktop browser and select paperless.
Yep. That's one of, so I found these are like frequently asked questions about, this one is about account view. And one of the most frequently asked questions on here is about paperless. And the question says, how do I sign up for paperless? So like what Brett just said, log into your account on account view. And there's also an account view link on coreVISION's website up at the very top. It says client information maybe or something, and then it has account view and Money Guide Pro. So you can get through it, or you can get to it through there. And then it'll have like a little go paperless with like a little leaf for a little green something symbol.
It's good for the environment.
Yeah. And so you click it, and then I think it asks you the frequency of, because the paperless, it's still going to send it to you, whether you get it monthly, quarterly, annually, or whatever, but you have to select that. So sure, you might not be getting all those papers now to your house, but now you're just getting them to your email. Right. So you need to make sure that if you don't want them monthly, change it to quarterly, or if you don't want it quarterly, do it annually. Or there's an option on there to select what documents you even want.
Yep.
There's things on there, the shareholders and prospectus. A lot of people opt out of those. Totally fine. You just, when you're in that paperless, you need to make sure that you select, I think it's just yes or no.
Yeah.
So we could also put these frequently asked questions on there too. That would be kind of nice. I was going to mention this about Account View, the self-service feature.
I wasn't sure if we wanted to talk about these or not.
I mean, it's on there. So, because we do have people that will ask, we do have people that will even use some of it. And so, I mean, obviously we say it's feel free to use it. It's why it's on there. However, if you remember, maybe shoot us an email or a text or a phone call. Hey, I just want to let you know I updated my bennies on my on my Account View.
Because that's the thing, it can surprise people, and you're like, oh, okay, now we're gonna call and verify that you did this.
Right.
We want to have some type of contact that says, hey, your beneficiaries were just changed online.
Yep.
We want to verify that it was you that did this.
Yes.
I mean, we would hope that somebody wouldn't log into your account and change your beneficiaries. But man, that's an opportunity. So we just want to verify that.
Yep. And with different types of accounts, there are, like, I know all the non-retirement accounts, for the most part, you can do just about anything on Account View. But when it comes to like retirement accounts, because you got, you start talking about taxes and all that kind of stuff, there are things on there that can be done. And then there are things that you cannot do, right? Where you can contribute money, but you can never withdraw, because then you get into taxes, right? So bennies usually isn't like a big deal. We don't mind that you do it. We do get notified. However, sometimes if you update it today, I don't get that notification until Friday. Sometimes it's like when is LPL looking at it? And so if you do it today, it just would be nice if you do, hey, I just updated my Benny. Can you make sure that went through?
Right.
Totally fine. And another reason why, or a good reason why you can use it, whereas if I updated your Benny on my end, I'd have to send you a DocuSign. When you do it on Account View, it knows that it's you putting it in there, and so it doesn't make the client sign a signature, because you, the client, are inputting that information. But like we said, just reach out, let us know, hey, I did this. Can you verify, the birthdays and all that kind of stuff? Because it's technology. So you might thought you put in the right birthday, and it, fudged it and put it to something else. So secure emails. This is something that people get a little about.
So if we're going to send you a document that's not an Adobe sign, we want to send it securely, like account statements. People will call and say, hey, Brett, can you send me my most recent statement? Mm-hmm. I'm going in to get a mortgage. I'm, whatever. I need a account statement. Mm-hmm. Yes, I can do that. But we're going to send it to you in a secure email, because it has personal identification number, account numbers, account values, all that stuff on it. That needs to be sent securely. So we send a secure email. The struggle happens sometimes on the other side. When the client goes to open it, it's not always super clear what information they're supposed to be putting in there.
Correct. And I've had people walk me through what they are in person, what is popping up on their screen. And the process is, I send you the secure email. It will come through as like a little mail or a letter icon in the email, and it'll say click to view your email. You click it. It's pretty simple to Adobe Sign, the process of getting into it. You click the little icon, and then it brings you to like creating a password. I think it'll have you put your first and last name, your email. You're not really creating a login. And I think that's where people are like, what is this? It's just to verify who you are. So it wants your name, first and last name, your email address, and then it wants you to create a password. That password can be whatever you want. That little login part is just to verify that this is Jim Smith123@gmail.com is getting this email, and he's, opening it. And you're not a robot, essentially, is what it is. And then once you've created that little login, it'll then like open up the email, and your document or whatever it is that we've sent you should be in there. We will also tell people too, let's just say I send you like a Indiana 529 application. and I've got all your information on there, and I send it to you securely, and all I need for you is to sign, because not everything is a DocuSign.
Yep.
So there are things that still require a wet sign. So I'll send those in a secure email, and then the client can look over the form, make sure I've inputted everything correctly. Client prints it out to sign. The client can, two things, bring it in person and just drop it off or mail it to me. Or if you know how to scan, you can scan it back into your computer, attach that signed document in that email thread, and then send it. It's still secure because that email thread is secure. Now, it is a little difficult if you've never done that before, if you've never scanned or anything like that, but I'm happy to teach. I'm happy to educate. I'm happy to help. I'm happy to do any of that. Whatever I can do to make your life a little more convenient, I can do that. It's no big deal. It's really simple for me to explain. It takes 5 minutes. Once you get it that first 1 or 2 times, you'll be like, this is like no big deal.
Yeah, I feel like the first time you send somebody a secure email, a lot of times it's a pretty large hurdle for some people to get over.
It is.
And like you're almost like, I'd rather not send somebody a secure email the first time.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, they're wanting me to create an account, just like you talked about.
Yeah.
You're like, not really. We're just kind of needing you to verify, to like sign for it.
Yeah.
And saying, hey, this is who I am.
Yeah.
To be able to protect your information.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's a little bit inconvenient, but as opposed to, say, a client that lives on the north side of Indianapolis,
right,
it's a lot more convenient than the two of us trying to figure out how we're going to meet somewhere to give you this document.
Just for a signature.
Right. And it's probably, sometimes it's a time thing, right? Yeah. You're like, ooh, we can't get this to you if we put it in the mail for, say, 3 to 5 days.
Yep.
And they're like, well, I was really hoping to have it tomorrow,
yep,
so I can take it to the bank. And you're like,
yeah,
okay, then we're going to electronically send this, and we're going to have to figure out how to get you to open it. We just kind of brought this full circle, right? Mm-hmm. As we're saying now, one of the things we use secure emails, which is probably one of our, I don't want to say hardest. It's the one that causes the most confusion. Can be avoided for what we say is one of the biggest things we use it for during tax time is an account view. Mm-hmm. If we get you set up and logged in, accounts linked and everything working, yep, you can get that information right off of there,
yep,
off of account view. So there would be no need for the secure email, which, yep, causes a lot of issues.
The only little tidbit on that is come tax time, I know there are people that like to get their taxes done early.
Yep.
LPL sends out their 1099s about the same time every year, or they publish them. And so sometimes if you are one of those that get your taxes done early, I know a lot of farmers like to get their stuff rolling sooner rather than later, and you do need that 1099 ahead of time, just call and ask for it, because most of the time it's probably not available on account view. Or there are times when you might think you're getting a 1099 and you're not, and then you go to get on account view and it's not there. That could just be it's not published yet, or you're not getting one. So whenever that does happen, just call and ask, and we can help you out.
Right. LPL has a schedule of when,
correct,
those 1099s will be,
correct,
released. And sometimes we have that available. Sometimes we don't. But we can help you figure it out. Yeah. So if you're looking for it, we can, yep, say, hey, this isn't going to be available till this Friday, yep, or, you, yep, know, however those come out. Because they kind of come out in waves.
Yep.
I'm not sure if it's done alphabetically or numerically, like by account. I'm not sure how that works, because like all of your accounts don't get done at the same time.
Right.
So
well, and I think they start with the retirement accounts first.
Correct.
Because those are, the more.
Yeah, I think the non-retirement accounts come later.
They do.
And it's like, wait,
they do.
What's going on there?
And those TOD, those non-retirement accounts, are the ones that the 1099s that people are needing the most.
Right, that they want. So it's like, why would they do the retirements first? Nobody needs those for their taxes. We need to.
Yeah. So in that situation, which happens a lot, you have all your ducks in a row and you're just needing that one last piece of information. That's where that secure email comes in place. we can definitely send it to you via secure email, or, we can print it off and you can stop by and pick it up. It's whatever is convenient for the client is what we try to strive for. So,
well, Hannah, we knew this was going to be a long conversation.
It is lengthy. It's technology. I mean, it's never the same, whether it's right now or in 10 minutes from now. Like, it's never the same. It's always changing. There's always an update. They're always adding things, and sometimes they don't always express those changes very well. Sometimes it's just me figuring it out, or a client calling and saying, hey, I'm having this issue. And I'm like, that's a first. I've never dealt with that before. And so sometimes too, I will tell people, I don't know what is happening on your end. I'm just going to have to call tech support. And that is sometimes what will happen.
We have to do that sometimes.
Is me calling tech support. Now, there have been times where the client has called tech support themselves, because, if it's account view, more say, it's account view is really, there's not a lot. I know that it seems like it sometimes, but there's really not a lot that I can do on my end on account view if you're having issues.
Right. It's usually a tech issue.
It's a back end issue. And the only things that I am available to do, delete your account.
Send a new link.
Changing of an email, changing of a cell phone number. If you get on account view and your spouse or partner or whoever also has accounts and you want your account view to be able to see their accounts as well, all of that can get put onto one account or one account view login. We've had people ask, can I put 2 cell phone numbers on there because, my spouse wants to log in. Unfortunately, we cannot. However, she can have her own login. That's the solution to that. I'm trying to think of all the instances, the one-off situations that I've had.
For the most part, the issues are going to fall under that big umbrella of some of the topics we talked about. Most other things are going to be unique situations, right? The one-offs that you're talking about.
Yes.
And so, as those come up, we'll just have to, figure out our way through those. But for the most part, I'll say most people don't have an issue with
Correct.
it. I would say of the people that are registered, just from the conversations that I hear or I have, they're like you're talking about, hey, I can't see this second account of my wife's, or hey, these are all in my household, but we can't see these. Hey, we opened a new account and it's not in there, and it's like, oh, okay. Takes 2 seconds to fix. We can get that knocked right out.
And sometimes if you do already have established accounts and you open, a new account of any kind, sometimes it's not always going to show right on account view right then and there. Excuse me. I usually tell people, give it a 24-hour refresh, let it link itself, and then you should be able to see it. Now, if you're still not seeing it after that, then that's where
some linking problem or something.
Yeah. But for the most part, I'd say 95% of the time it's working very, very well.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So that 5% is just back end stuff or one-off situations, or it could be, your phone or your computer might.
Your cookies.
Clear those cookies.
That is a true issue.
It is.
That we have to help people with.
Yeah.
Occasionally.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to do it ourselves.
Yes. Yep.
You're just occasionally you call tech support and they're like, clear your cookies. You're like, really?
Yeah. Now I'm just like, I know I've already done that, but thanks. But if you're not familiar with cookies, and there are probably people watching this saying, what in the world are they talking about? Chocolate chip or oatmeal raisin? But anyways, so
clearing your cookies and your cache.
Cookies and cache. And if you don't know what that is, you just call.
Yeah, we can help you with that.
Yeah. Now,
probably not me. You probably don't want me helping you with that. But
you just have to be patient with me because, like I said, I can't see what you're looking at.
Right.
So.
And a lot of times, if somebody tells you that and you're not sure what to do, you can Google it, and it'll come up with, because which browser you're using,
Yep.
what type of
Yep.
computer I mean, there's several factors that can go into that. So sometimes it's not clear cut.
Right.
Hey, this is how we do it in Chrome. Well, I'm on Firefox or
Yep.
I don't
Yep.
even know what all the other browsers are
I don't
anymore.
either,
Because right,
but-
Internet Explorer's gone, Edge.
Yeah,
There you go.
there's so many different, and then it matters if you're on a desktop or if you're on your phone.
Correct.
Or if you're in an app or you're not. It's just like there's just so many factors that
Right,
could be messing with it. But yeah,
Well, good talk, and I think we should have probably done this a long time ago.
probably.
Obviously, we had a lot to talk about.
But it's just, it's a thing that I feel like I've had to not research, but educate myself on. I mean, I like to consider myself like relatively tech savvy. Don't get carried away when I say that. But for the most part, I can figure it out to a certain extent. But it's just a matter of you just have to play around with it.
Well, and you get a lot more repetitions with it than most people are going to, because all they're carried was their one time that they do account view. But you've got a lot of people calling you dealing with account view and my rep chat and secure emails and Adobe. So, I mean, you really are an expert at it because you're doing it, I'll say 100 times more than the average person,
Probably.
right? So, yeah, I mean, you are.
Yeah.
But again, if you have questions or you're having problems, please feel free to reach out to us and we can help you. We can get you these frequently asked questions. We can make sure you see these videos that we're going to include links to that say, hey, this is, but most people just want somebody to help them. So that's where we come in. You call us, we'll help you get it figured
That's where
out.
the control center comes into place.
The control center. Hannah, Sandy, and Jenny sit at the control center up front, and they're experts in this, and they can help you get it figured out.
Yep.
Please feel free to reach out to them.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I just tell people, like, these are free to use, all these count view in my rep chat. I mean, obviously, Adobe Sign is not something that you download or use daily. It's just a way to sign documents. But the account view in the My Rep Chat is free to utilize. So use it to your advantage.
Sure, for sure. Well, we should have you on the pod again.
We should. I gotta like it.
She's been wanting to be on here for a long time.
Yeah, so if you ever need anything, I tell people all the time, don't hesitate to reach out. You can call us here at the office. You can text us on My Rep Chat. You can email me.
And our contact information will be at the end of the video. So if you're like, well, I don't know what Hannah's email is, we're going to include it at the end of the video so she can increase her daily email consumption.
And I know I will never judge on your level of technology knowledge.
Right. For sure.
Well, it doesn't matter. I know, like, I hear a lot of people say, well, I'm old and I don't know. It doesn't, it's literally, it's okay.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter.
it's okay.
I probably don't know it either. So we'll figure it out together.
But again, reach out to us if you have questions.
Always and forever.
And again, I'm Brett Rice.
And I'm Hannah Rieser.
And thank you for joining us today. Our contact information will be at the end. Please, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Thank you very much.